There we go. Episode 65 of the Pop Culture Podcast starts right now. Hey guys, how's it going?
I
Yeah, you sound like you're in a tunnel or something, Mark.
not sure why.
He's gonna work on it.
Yeah, no problem. Mark, of course, joined us fashionably late. Just joined us. We didn't get a chance to do any kind of audio testing on that. That's okay.
Well, I've got the same setup Joe has.
You do? Joe, say something.
He'll be late to his own funeral.
Oh, that's okay. As long as he shows up.
Oh, kiss my tail.
Anyway, the Insane Asylum podcast show joins us tonight. We didn't have you guys on for a long time. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
But we'll have some fun tonight. I got some stuff to talk about, some stories to go over, get your opinions. I shared one with Tom yesterday. I think that was yesterday, didn't I?
It may have been yesterday or today. Everything's a blur since COVID. Everything's just one day. One long day.
Yeah, so you guys host a podcast. It's all about the paranormal, right? You're also paranormal investigators. You guys go out and you hunt ghosts. We'll talk a little bit about that, but tell us about your podcast a little bit.
Well, it started not so much paranormal at first, but we started in 2019 as paranormal, and when COVID hit, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because it gave us the opportunity to have guests on our show like this and talk all things paranormal with people from all over the world. And it's been a blast ever since.
Yeah, you guys do a show once a week, every Friday, right? You guys have different guests on every week. It's a pretty cool show. I've been on a couple times. I've always had a good time.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you do have a good time when you come on.
Yeah, I mean, somebody has.
We've had some repeat guests.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of repeat guests. And
Speaking
of course, we try to stay in our, field, but a lot of times we kind of off the rails.
Yes. Speaking of repeat guests, Tom, guess who's on next week? Guess who's on this particular program next week?
I'm guessing a mortician.
Yes. How did you know that?
Oh my God.
Ollie probably told him.
Not just one, though. We've got a gaggle of morticians on. We're going to have like 6 morticians on next week.
Remember the last time we had 6 people? We got yelled at after the show.
Yeah, I'm hoping to avoid that, though. Yeah, we did get yelled at. Somebody didn't get a chance to say what they wanted to say, I guess. I don't know, but we got yelled at. But the morticians are chill, right? They're cool people.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of interesting because my
look at
I
that.
have right now.
Michael Priest. That sounds awesome. Yes, it does. Michael is, of course, one of the morticians. We got to come up with a name for Michael.
My boss that I have right now, he used to be a mortician.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, there's something about morticians, man.
Their whole job is just futzing around with dead bodies. It's weird.
Yeah. Whatever. Pays the bills, I guess.
Someone's got to do it.
So I want to go over this story. I want to share this story.
What story? Is it the mermaid one?
Well, now you just ruined it. Thanks.
Well, I'm trying. We didn't want dead air. We're trying to lead in, right?
Yeah, you're right. We didn't want it there. Let me just cue this up a little bit here. And
all right, so it's a mermaid that they found on the beach dying, right?
As you just do, And the reason I found this, Coast to Coast AM shared this, and I'm like, really, guys? All right, there it is. Let's watch this. This is in South Africa. Everybody's just casually gathering around the mermaid, poking it.
It looks like a real shark body.
I mean, it could be.
It almost looks like they took the teeth out of a shark and put a kid in there.
What do you mean? It's not real, Tom? That's not a real mermaid?
I'm going by reaction of the crowd as authenticity, and that looks like people acting like they're watching a mermaid, not people that are like, holy fuck, mermaids are real.
Yeah, that probably is a real...
I'd be looking for other mermaids coming to collect this mermaid. What's going on? Do they shoot arrows?
Right. I'd be freaking the fuck out.
The first thing I thought of was the first thing that came to my mind was Ringling Brothers and Barnaby Valley. You know, remember when they had
Burn and Bailey,
that one
yeah,
mermaid or whatever, and it was a
where they
whole
had the monkey
right
served to the
Oh
fish
yeah, the
body.
Fiji mermaid. Yeah, the Fiji mermaid.
The
So
Fiji.
I'm assuming that those flippers, those fins moving, those are probably like the muscles contracting in a dead fish, like a freshly killed fish.
That's what it kind of seems like.
Yeah.
But if there's, well, no, his arms are out. He couldn't be working anything in there.
No,
That
that's
just
what I
looks
thought.
like-
I thought maybe it's a puppet, you know, but this is like bumblefuck Egypt and South Africa. They don't have this kind of prosthetic, so that's got to be just a freshly killed fish that's still, you know, got its muscles flexing and spasming.
I'm no.
Well, one of the things that's catching me though is all these guys are standing around. They're not even freaking out like they
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
this
Like
every day.
it's just an average Tuesday for these guys. Like
Exactly.
I'd be flipping it around. I'd be
trying to save it.
They're
Maybe.
trying to save it or get it back out in the water.
Like it's not doing good right there.
She's
Somebody
trying.
dump some water on it.
Trying, yeah. You're not trying to save it.
Does it breathe air? Does it breathe water? What does it breathe? How did it get here?
Breathing
I
air.
don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of, if you get when it looks, you could see kind of like how the body's kind of in the mouth. How it looks, you could see how the part of the mouth is above the body a little bit.
Now you gotta think though. Now if that's a child in there, that could be an animatronic, and they're using their feet to work the fins.
That could be.
That could be.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go with it's a freshly killed fish because, like I said, this is little no income town in South Africa. I don't know if they have that kind of process, but it could be. I mean, it might not be from South Africa either. Who knows where it's
Sure.
from?
I don't know.
It's possible.
I would go with, it was an attempt to swallow something bigger than it could handle,
Mhm.
whatever it was. And then because of whatever it washed up on shore, it probably drowned,
You never know.
I mean, you see
don't-
that stuff or hear those stories on that Jeremy Wade guy that,
Oh yeah,
that goes out and tries to catch all these
that dude's
so-called
nuts.
predators.
He is
Yeah.
furious. I've seen some of his Amazon River.
I have watched some of his shows.
Dude,
No, I would never put my arm inside an alligator garfish. No thanks.
he's actually Jeremy Wade has actually been to the holding ponds at Chernobyl and fished there.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got
Yeah,
some
have,
just massive catfish.
he had to have one of those radiation detectors or
Oh, I'm
alarms
sure, yeah.
went off. He had to bail.
You ever see those guys like catfish like for hands? Like no, I can never,
Noodling?
Yeah, they're noodling.
I can never do that. Never
I got
do
too much anxiety to stick my hand in a strange hole.
I'm not a
that.
fisherman.
Well, after what happened in the '80s, to me, yeah, I'm with you
I
on
had
that.
that experience as a kid. I don't.
I grew up fishing.
Did you ever go to the museum as a kid and they have those like mystery holes where you're supposed to stick your hand in and feel what's inside and guess what's inside? I fucking hated those things.
They got them at the truck stop by my house.
Oh,
no,
I really suck.
no, Tom, they don't.
This is
No, those are a little different than the ones at the museum.
Sometimes you can get money when you come back.
They have them at the zoo. By the
Whoa, Joel.
No, which ones, Joe? The ones like the museum or the ones like the truck
Oh,
stop
like
by
the
Tom's
museum.
house?
like the museum. You had to tell if it was like a deer antler horn or
Hey, Joe.
Deer antler horn.
Wink.
Yeah, you got a hold of a good buck. Just keep tugging, man.
Oh goodness.
I don't think I ever actually came across like a real glory hole. Have you, Tom?
No. Mm-mm.
What's your Joe? I know you have.
No.
Mark?
Joe's the oldest of us all. I think he's
I've-
experienced more.
I've avoided those places. I've heard of some stories because I was a cab driver for so long in Madison, and you pick up in some of those
I'll tell you,
shady types of towns, and yeah.
being a
I
cab
could tell you
driver,
some stories. I could tell you some stories.
being a cab driver, man,
In
you see
Madison,
some, not just Madison, being a cab driver anywhere, just
a capital city like Madison,
that's crazy.
you're gonna have some stories to tell.
I never did the cab side. I actually did the transit side where I was picking up people that disabled and ambulatory and stuff like that, people that needed the wheelchair vans and stuff.
Not as good as stories.
Not as good as stories, but man, did I hear them when I came back.
Oh yeah, you did.
I'd be sitting in the driver's room doing my paperwork. Here's these guys back behind me just rapping away about some fair that they had. And
Tom,
crazy.
We didn't do this before the show, but is there anything going on with Kanye? Is it quiet on the Kanye front?
I think it's a quiet before the storm because Kim and Pete Davidson are like just talking about how great and in love they are constantly now, and showing their first Valentine's Day gifts together. How their first kiss was on SNL. They're showing that, and it's like, you guys are poking the bear.
I think there's wedding bells coming up. I think they could get married. I think.
Well, she has to get divorced first, right?
I thought she wasn't she? Isn't it finalized? I don't know. They just did something where she can say that she's single. I don't know what that recent court development was, but I don't know. Joe,
he's gonna go nuts. He's gonna be a cabbie story soon.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There's and I guess Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, they're getting married, and they want Pete Davidson to be their best man.
Well, I don't think they're getting married anymore.
I don't know about that.
Now what happened?
Did you see the picture from the red carpet?
Yeah, he was trying to do some PDA, and she was cold shouldering him, walking away, pissed off.
She looked like she was ready to take his nuts and put them in her purse.
Well, see, I gave that marriage a year. I didn't think it was going to last a year, but apparently maybe it's not going to happen at all.
No, I don't think it'll happen at all. I think it's done.
Yeah,
totally done.
Too public of life, and it doesn't work. Exactly. When you get people like that, see the ultimate couple is Dolly Parton and her husband. He stayed completely out of the limelight. He let her run with everything that she did, and she's the one that's in the limelight. She's the one that's out there.
And she kept a lot
stayed. Exactly. She kept everything private, and he stayed out of it. That right there is the ultimate Hollywood type couple.
If he even actually
where both of them. No, he exists.
He's not an actor playing a part.
No. He is not an actor playing a part.
Machine Gun Kelly was in Milwaukee a couple months ago, 2 months ago. And you know where he went, Tom? You know where he hung out?
Where?
Shakers.
Really?
Yeah, he hung out at Shakers. One of the few nights I wasn't there, Machine Gun Kelly was there hanging out.
Way to go, dude. You missed Machine Gun Kelly there. You missed Dahmer there. You're just never there on the right nights.
Who knows if I missed
Why
Dahmer?
would you want to meet Dahmer there?
I don't know if I actually missed Dahmer or not, because I had a lot of run-ins, I think, with Dahmer, because we ran in the same circle. Well, we didn't run in the same circles, but
yeah, you did.
We, I think we were in the same vicinity at the same time. Like his grandma lived up the street from me. I took the bus to school downtown Milwaukee when he was taking the bus to his Ambrosia Chocolate Factory. We took the same bus. My friend lived a couple blocks away from him in his apartment complex. I think my paths crossed with Dahmer, but thankfully, me being a short, fat white kid, I wasn't.
I was going to say, does that hurt your self-esteem knowing that he
It
saw you plenty and did not choose you?
It did for a while, but I got over it.
I mean, he got plenty looks at your menu and said no every time.
It's all right. I can handle it.
I would just be like, what the fuck, guy? I'd have wrote him in jail.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you what happened when he was in jail? I was working at Walgreens, and I was working the photo department. I was covering for somebody at the photo department. This little old lady, like a 165-year-old woman, 3 feet tall, walks in with her, those big shopping carts that they push. and she drops off a photo. She wants to get a print to print in the photo department. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. We can do that. She hands me this envelope, and I pull it out, and it's fucking Dahmer's mugshot, like his original mugshot from the jail. And I'm looking at it, and I turn it over. It's property of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department. I'm like, hold on 1 second. We'll do this. Hold on 1 second. So I go in the back in the office. I call the cops. The cop said, just, proceed to do the order. Tell her to come back in an hour. We'll send a squad out there, and we'll have a talk with her when she comes back to pick it up. So I do that. Go out, tell her it's going to be about an hour. Come back. We'll do this 8 by 10 print to print. She had like 50 copies of it. It was crazy. So she comes back, and the police are there waiting for her. And she's like, oh, my grandson sent me to get this. I don't know what it is. And turns out the guy was a janitor at the sheriff's, the jailhouse downtown. And he just swiped the picture and figured he was going to make some money. This was before the internet. So that's why you can do prints on me. But this is before the internet. And he wanted to make money selling copies of his mugshot. So I held Dahmer's actual mugshot in my very hands.
Wow. And you cock-blocked this guy from making a few bucks.
Yeah, I did.
Got him in trouble. You rat bastard. I had a whole plan to rob a bank with you, and that's going out the window. You can't be trusted.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was the mugshot that you see in all the news articles about Dahmer when they showed up the mugshot when he was arrested. It was that mugshot. It was pretty cool.
I knew damn well he was done with, though, once they sentenced him to Portage jail. I knew he wasn't going to last very long.
Yeah, that was. I think that was an inside job. That was.
It was.
It
was. They just got a rookie that got hired on there, and they didn't say anything about keeping him in solitaire. They had the rookie put him out in general pop, and they knew at that point that was it for him.
No, it was very convenient that he was put on duty with Jesse Anderson, another racially motivated murderer. It was all very coincidental, too coincidental. So that was definitely.
Hey, there is no coincidence. It takes a hell of a lot of planning for a coincidence.
Sure does.
My uncle was dating the Flight for Life lady that had to do work on Dahmer when he died in the hospital.
Yeah. Well, I guess there was nothing left of him.
He died in the jail cell. She said that they beat him with a broken half broomstick so bad that she had to look to her superior and be like, where do you want me to put the breathe bag? And they're basically like,
there was nothing.
His heart. Yeah. They had to put him on his neck hole, and they kept him alive with basically no head for a couple hours.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Wow.
Just, okay, breathe the neck hole. He's got no head. No.
Yeah. Well, he didn't fight back. He said, yeah, go ahead, kill me. I don't care. And he just let it happen. He didn't fight back or anything.
Well, what do you got to live for at that point?
Who knows?
You're done.
Guys like Gacy didn't want to die. He fought his death penalty to his last breath.
Some of them do.
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them just don't.
Apparently, Dahmer was just a creepy fucking jail. He would with his mashed potatoes, he'd mold body parts and egg the other criminals on and just stir shit. He'd stir the pot. So
that's not good. You're the biggest target in there, dude.
Right.
He wanted to die.
Yeah, probably. It's a good possibility.
Who knows? It's good times living in Milwaukee when that happened. It's real good times.
Oh, he'd have ate and fucked me. I'm too handsome if I'd have been. He'd have ate and fucked the shit out of me.
They would have found your head. They would have found Tom's head in his freezer just staring out.
I'm way too handsome. Dahmer to never pass me up on a bus.
Wisconsin, man.
Oh, wow.
What was going on with Taylor's shop business? Last I heard, she was going to claim insanity.
You guys heard the Taylor Shabusiness story?
Tell me you guys heard. You guys haven't heard about Taylor Shabusiness? Oh my God. Tom, you explain this one.
She is a woman who was recently divorced or
still married, but having some troubles.
So had Tinder sex, found a dude. They were doing meth, and she handcuffed him, and I think she slit his throat while having sex.
No, she took a chain. She wrapped it around his neck, and she started to
strangle.
squeeze. And she said she liked it. She liked how it felt, so she kept doing it.
Killed him, dismembered him, had sex with the body parts.
Oh, wow.
And then hid the body parts. I'm not sure if the cops even found everything yet.
No. And she said, good luck finding all of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Like some Hannibal Lecter shit.
That was Wisconsin again.
Where was this?
Green Bay.
Green Bay, yeah.
Oh, man. And
She'd have fucked the shit out of me, and you'd never find my parts.
And we were almost up there yesterday.
You were not her type. Apparently, she was found competent to stand trial in meth-fueled murder that ended with lover's severed head in a bucket.
Oh, wow.
And she's a handsome-looking woman here. Let me share the screen.
Probably one.
Meth is pretty bad.
That's probably
no. I'd have fell for it.
Yeah, there she is. Very, very handsome-looking woman.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep, that's her.
She looks like some of those ones.
All right. Yeah, I came across that, but I didn't really read into it.
I didn't even look at that. I remember seeing her picture and having.
I remember seeing it on Yahoo front page.
Yeah.
At first, I thought she was somebody I dated at one time.
Ooh.
And then I noticed the name, and I'm going, nope, wrong name. Not her.
I don't think you enjoy being choked enough to date her.
No. I've had my share of crazy women in the past.
Not that crazy.
No.
That'd be a way to go out. We had sex so bad, my severed head ended up in a bucket.
I don't think so. I keep telling you, I'm going to live forever.
There he is. I want to share a picture of the poor little boy that she murdered.
Oh, this guy again?
Thad.
Jeez.
His name is Thad.
Thad?
Thad.
Yeah, he looks just like you're thinking.
Yeah. That's the man that she had raging meth-fueled sex with. Yeah. That's Thad.
Oh, the numbers don't match. Why?
No. You don't think so?
I mean, he's like probably a 3 or a 2, and she's like maybe an 8.
He's an innocent-looking kid.
Numbers don't
crazy
match.
eyes. Yeah, she does have crazy eyes. Yeah,
Yep, that's easy prey.
A decent-looking kid. He looks like a fucking squirrel on crack.
Right.
Yeah, he's nuts, right?
Well, she tried to have sex with him after she killed him, and we talked to the morticians about that. Like, that just doesn't work, with a man. A woman, sure, go at it, have your way, but a man, you need blood flow.
Well, no, not necessarily. Do you know why they call it the pencil?
Do tell.
Do you know why they call it a pencil?
Do I know why they call it a pencil?
Yeah, you can put a pencil down its hole and it'll stay hit.
Oh my God! Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Oh wow, that's a good
You
idea.
wouldn't be the type to think of that. This goes back. You probably saw something like that on that fucking site you used to look at years ago.
I didn't think that. So she could have something down there to work.
Chris, I'm warning you.
Joe.
Mark is one sick SOB. I used to come over to his house, walk in because his wife had answered the door. Oh, he's in the basement. I go down there and he's looking at some sick ass site. Same site, but some really sick fucking shit.
Now, Joe, hush. I'm going to ask Chris a question. Chris.
Yeah.
Do you remember a site, or have you ever heard of a site on the internet? It's no longer available, but it was called Consumption Junction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There was Consumption Junction. There was Overlist.com. There was there were other sites too. They're all gone now.
Yeah. Now on Consumption Junction, I go on there every now and then because they had some just off the wall crap.
You go on there all the time.
I seen a video on there. This dude was cruising along. It's like over in the Philippines or something. He's cruising along with his girlfriend on the back of this little scooter. They both had helmets on. He did something stupid. She fell off and a truck ran her head over.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
it. Early days of the internet, man, it was no man's land.
And that shit was not censored. It was on that site.
Right. Yeah.
You can find stuff like that on that site.
I wasn't. He was looking up stuff like that, and I was looking up on the
We're
sites
doing a
like
show. You want to close the door?
Oh, I thought you were.
I
like
told you I was doing a show.
eDonkey, where they had the back doors to Yahoo games and stuff.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, the early days of the internet was a no man's land. You think the internet is crazy now? It is nothing compared to how it was 15
Well, they
years
don't
ago.
have any of the Juarez sites anymore either.
Yeah.
Well, now we're pretty much regulated. There's still some crazy crap out here on the internet, but it's more regulated than it was back then. Back then, it was so brand new, nobody knew how to regulate anything. So people would just throw anything they wanted to up there.
Oh yeah, you get $100 of software for free.
Yeah.
Just had to know where to look.
Well, you can still do that.
Yeah, it's called
You still have to know where to look. But back then, they had so many peer-to-peer software like eMule.
eDonkey, eMule, Pirates Bay actually still exists.
What exactly are you guys downloading?
Yeah.
I was downloading music.
I was mostly music and movies.
And then back in the day, it was like, pirated software. Full Windows, full copy of Windows.
I
stuff
do have
like
one.
that.
I do have one that I got. It's called Studio 123. I'm not sure if it's even viable with today's software.
Yep.
But it was set up to where you could literally take a DVD and copy it.
Right.
And I mean copy it directly from that one DVD to another DVD. Exactly like it was.
Half those programs don't work on today's Windows, unfortunately.
Nope.
We have to have an older system set up.
Bummer.
Oh, not bummer. We can do it.
I've got three. I got three sitting in the.
Mark and I have got the knowledge, the technology, and probably the supplies to put together a couple of old computers with old.
I've got three of them sitting in my closet right now, and one of them I know I could put together in probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, don't worry. The FBI does not monitor this podcast.
I used to have the perfect website design program. Can't get it no more. They don't make it. After I think it was Windows 98, you couldn't get it anymore, which kind of sucked.
Quite a while ago, Joe.
I know, but it got me my.
I don't even think Tom was born back then.
It got my websites published twice.
I was a freshman in high school in '98.
Jesus. I want to talk about that. Was in 98.
Yeah.
Just looking for glory holes in 98. I never found any. That crazy girlfriend.
I was living at the UW hospital in Madison still. Or part of that time. But I got published for a website design, 2 websites that I designed. Well, one website, 2 different magazines, because they were talking about Jeff Gordon, and I had one of the biggest anti-Jeff Gordon websites out there.
Yeah, make money on that hate.
I wasn't a fan. I even almost got shut down when there was internet server providers back when you had you probably might not remember this, but Chris would, when you had the 9600 baud modem.
Oh yeah,
it was all dial up. And you had to go through internet server providers because there was no DSL yet. Everything was all dial up.
Yep.
How do you have a race car argument?
I almost got shut down.
He's not as fast as him. Oh, yes, he is. He's even faster.
Well, my argument was they were using him for a poster boy to draw in the younger crowd. and they were letting him get away with a lot of shit that he should have been black flagged or fined for. I was a big NASCAR fan then.
He had a hot wife. I remember that.
Oh, that was a setup too. Guys in squares, $3 bill.
You got on the wrong business. I wish I would have gotten more into online porn at the early days.
We thought about that once.
I would have. I was.
You know how big of a business that is?
I helped some websites, but I wish I would have gotten more into it. I'd be a multimillionaire right now if I would have known
yeah.
internet.
Well, those porn games were big on the bulletin boards.
Yeah.
I could open up a porn studio right now, Chris. I have a studio. We have all the camera and lighting.
Well, I got cameras. I got cameras. Joe has cameras. We all have cameras.
Yeah.
We
all have good cameras.
There was a porn studio in Bayview in Milwaukee back in the 90s. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
You can use your imagination for the rest of it. I've gotten experience producing.
Well, I met my share of porn stars in the video business when I was working for the video industry. Basically in the video stores.
Did they just come into the store and say, "Hey, this is me"?
Well, no. I was working for a chain that was also owned by one of those rent to own furniture places, right?
Okay.
Where they take advantage of everybody because it's
Right.
The markup and any it's way up there. Anyway, they carried porn in this particular video store, so a couple of times they used their connections and got a couple of the porn stars in there to sign autographs, and they bought a big selection so that they could sell them on the spot to people.
Nice. Molly said that there are children next to that studio. Actually, the studio was upstairs. It was like a building with like businesses down below and apartments up top. Upstairs there were 2 apartments. They ripped down all the walls.
I think she's talking about Tom saying that he said we got a studio.
Your studio? Okay, I'm talking about my studio. Upstairs it was completely gutted. Like all the walls were ripped down. Everything. It was just one open like loft area, and there were a bunch of little cubicles set up with beds and computers and webcams for like cam girls. There was like 12 of them up there, and there was a studio in the middle where you could film your action shots.
Right.
But downstairs there was a little old lady that owned a flower shop, and next door was a little old dude that had a barber shop. They had
that was hella front.
There was they had no fucking idea what was going on upstairs. There was all kinds of weird sex going on upstairs. These old people are downstairs doing their business. They had no clue.
Oh, wow.
So if we can do that there, fuck those children next to your studio. They'll never know. I guarantee they'll never know. They'll never know what's going on.
Yeah, the Trinity Dance Squad, while they're bouncing around, they're going to not hear shit.
Well, that's okay, because the house that I'm going to be closing on a week from, or 2 weeks
Don't tell me it's next to the studio.
No, the garage is big enough I can turn it into one.
There you go.
It's a 1.5 car garage, but it's double deep.
Did you call Roy for your real estate needs?
Double deep. I've heard that
But
before.
maybe it was the house we went past because we were looking for it the other day when we were driving to that area.
Double deep was actually my nickname in college.
Oh man, that's not good.
Probably better than the switchback.
That was high school.
Oh man.
Molly says, yeah, she's talking about your studio.
Yeah.
They'll never know. They'll
Never know.
And Tom has been meaning to get you into movies, Molly.
Well, we can always get this kind of stuff
be a
that's
big
on
break.
Chris's wall there, and that would make it a little bit more quiet in there.
Yeah. We got 14-foot
I got a bunch of those.
40-foot walls.
I've got a bunch of those already. No, you don't. I've got enough to cover. I got enough to cover like an 8x8 area, and they're cheap as dirt.
Right. You sold me. We're doing porn then. New career change.
Fine, there's money to be made.
Dude,
Yeah.
you don't, people don't realize how much money is in that.
Oh, there's a
That
lot.
is a multi-billion-dollar business.
I'm telling you, Molly needs to start.
And and the fetishes out there are just phenomenally crazy.
Well, the internet took over. Is basically what happened. Is when the internet came out, it opened up one hell of a venue for not just those people that took advantage of the women, but it gave those women a chance to do this for themselves and get paid without the middleman.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that is a good point.
You know, so I mean, it opened up a lot of doors for them to not have that middleman, you know, with these sites that have the posted cam girls that they sign up for and stuff, you know, it's all them doing it and getting paid.
Right.
Through
Well, see, since you got us on this topic, Tom and Chris.
Well, we don't have Dr. Perp over there for nothing.
Yeah, it was bound to get here.
But no. The whole thing is, you know, back in the '60s, whenever the porn industry started its reign and started going, it was always looked at as being a taboo, and there was all kinds of restrictions and people trying to stop it and everything else, and it pretty much kept going until the internet came out. And when the internet came out, and then the regulations started hitting and everything, and opening up more venues for the women to be able to actually do these things on their own. That's what revolutionized it for them. Because during the '60s up until like the '90s, it was basically a very hard business for okay, never mind. A very difficult business for women.
And dangerous.
And dangerous for them. So with the internet, it opens it up for them. So they're more protected. They're more able to call the shots themselves.
Molly, I think that I would like to see you start your own OnlyFans. I think your feet could get a big audience. I think we've talked about
Molly starts her own OnlyFans, I can retire.
I'll tell you, there are foot fetishes out there. There are all kinds of fetishes, man. It's crazy.
Yep.
That's a good question we should ask our guests going forward. Like, guess their fetishes.
Ooh,
What do you think Joe's into? You think Joe likes feet?
No, I don't.
But Mark likes feet. It's going to be called All Feet. It's called All Feet.
I think Mark likes spanking.
So,
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend.
Getting spanked.
I was talking to a friend about at my birthday party that was this past Saturday, and we were talking about this mutual friend, and she just told me, yeah, he likes fists up his ass. I thought, I'm never going to look at that dude the same. There was drinks involved, there was alcohol involved, and that little tidbit of information.
You'll never be able to get that picture out of your mind now.
He's not like this person is not like a really close friend or a good friend, but I know of the person, and yeah.
You cross paths.
We cross paths, yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna look at the person and just picture him shoving my fist all the way up. Furries, yeah, furries are another thing, Janet.
So he's a fister.
Mark might be a furry. I don't know. Maybe Mark. You like furries?
No, he lost his hair and now he's just mad at fur in general.
Yeah, there's that furry convention in Milwaukee. I don't think they've had it since COVID hit, but I wanted to go there, and we wanted to do one of the.
Why wouldn't that? That's like the safest. That's a mask.
Yeah. You would think
you're totally masked.
Well, it depends, Tom.
I guess furries do the sex too.
Furries. Some people look at it as a full-on costume, where you get the head, the full like bodysuit and everything else. Others with their furries are just the ears,
The butt plug tail.
butt plug tail, and like the feet slippers. That's another style of furries that is out there.
I was thinking mascot costumes was the.
Well, that's part of it too. You know, kind of like mascot costumes, but you got to think too. Those are a totally different. That those would be considered a different fetish as well.
So are the bronies furries?
I don't think they're furries. I think they're just
Bronies?
drones.
No, they're more of the zoo-ish type of fetishes. Animals. And there are those fetishes there too. Joe doesn't know what to say. He's over here shaking his head.
I think Joe likes the most boring porn there is. He likes just guy on top and done with the covers over them.
With the lights turned off.
Yep, that's the porn he watches.
I ain't gonna tell you shit. I could have, but I won't. I'll keep it to myself. I mean, Mark knows.
I do know.
All right.
But it's not my story to tell.
Wait, Mark knows? Mark knows what kind of porn you like?
No, it's not the porn.
No, he just wants regular.
It's just
Mark
something.
knows, Mark knows
It's something about him that I know. And again, I'll say it. It's not my story to tell.
I'll give you a little bit of a hint, and then I'll give you a little bit of a hint, and you can use your imagination.
The worst thing you can do.
At one time, I lived in this apartment building. Okay, this apartment, and I shared it with 3 women. Okay, and another time when I was married, the first time we had another woman living with us.
Okay.
So you can use your imagination.
My God, Joe, you're sick.
I still think he watches the most regular, boring.
Nope.
Girl on top. I don't want any of this Karma Sutra bullshit. Where's the regular style?
I'm telling you, it's guys like Joe that have a gimp suit in their closet ready to go.
It's
ready to go at any time. Wife says the word, he whips it on, and
got to have a mouth zipper so he can still smoke in the gimp suit, though.
Just wait, Tom. Your day's coming.
Yeah, but the zippers, when you unzip a zipper, it's got the ball gag in there.
oh, Jesus Christ! Don't Google gimp suit smoking. I was gonna on there. Wow. I'm not.
Should we talk some ghost? Some ghosts?
Now there is going and using my name in vain.
What
say God had to say Jesus.
I didn't use your name in vain.
Oh,
Chris did. His initials, LJC.
Lord Jesus Christ. You don't know that story either, I suppose. I'm driving down the road with my mother. She looks over at me one day, just out of the blue. My mother never drove, never got a license, so I was a cab driver, so I played chauffeur. I had all this time on my hands.
This is quite a segue, by the way, going from stories about 3 women to your mother seamlessly. I like it.
Yes.
Driving around
over at me one day.
There's one of your fetishes.
Oh, my mother.
She looked over at me one day and she goes, "You know something? You look a lot like Charles Manson." Now that's back when this wasn't so great. Okay. Not too long after that, I'm up at the hospital visiting my cousin. My aunt introduces me to the nurses because I was single at the time. "Oh, this is my nephew, Jesus Christ." A few days later, I'm in Walgreens, and it's like, "Oh, aren't you that hippie dude from that '70s show?" It's like, I wish.
Oh, now you say it. You do kind of look like Tommy Chong.
Tommy Chong a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that guy said. And I even had a jean vest on.
That's too bad
Which made
that Mark
it
doesn't
funnier.
like Peach. If
No,
Mark's
but
man,
I have a neighbor that looks like him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. Halloween costume.
No, I just look like me.
yeah. That's all right. I'm still trying to get over that segue.
I,
Next
I'm
song.
not gonna, I could bring up what you do look like or who you do look like, but I can't remember the guy's name. I'd have to look it up.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No. I think Chris looks more like him.
Who we talking?
The guy from Seinfeld.
George Costanza?
I get compared to Perry King,
Jason Anderson.
Can't remember the guy's name.
the program director for the radio station I work at. Tells me I look like Kerry King from Slayer, so I'll take that. But that's when my goatee was a little bit longer. So screw you guys. I look like Kerry King from Screw. Anyway, so do you guys have any paranormal investigations coming up? I do. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, where are you going?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
We're going to Rhodes in Indiana. It's sometime in May.
Oh, what if it turns out like your last road trip?
I hope it doesn't. Fingers crossed.
Oh,
You can rip them again if you want.
We haven't set anything up yet.
No.
But I am
Yeah, you
going
guys were rolling really hard and steam rolling, and then the pandemic hit, and
I am going to see Josh
Well-
Gate tomorrow in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. But that was a last minute decision.
Well, one of the challenges that's happening right now with this is the fact that 8 months ago I started a new job, and I have traveled more with this job than I have ever traveled in the last 15 years.
Wow.
So, and I'm putting in so many hours, it's ridiculous, but I
Yeah.
love it.
That'll put a damper on it.
Absolutely love it. So now it's trying to find the time to do things.
Well, I'm going to try to get out one way or the other. I mean, the wife got a bug in her butt. We went out on the road. We didn't get to do much yesterday because when we got to Sheboygan, it was pretty much fogged over, But I did find a cool places, Whether or not Mark goes with me, I'm going to try to arrange a trip back out to Lake Pepin. Because
Janet saw Josh
that-
Gates last
that-
night.
that Lake Pepin's getting some notice, and I could see why. I mean, a lake monster there in Lake Pepin compared to, say, Lake Mendota in Madison,
Mhm.
I think Lake Pepin's more believable. I mean, it's part of the Mississippi. It goes right out to the ocean.
Right.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, why is it all of a sudden now all these different lakes and stuff, you got all these cryptids being seen? What's going on that's causing that?
Well, this guy that I want to go out and meet, though, that I've got contact with, I've got his phone number, and all I got to do is call him. And he lives in Minnesota, but he gives the tours right there on Lake Pepin. Has seen a lot for quite a few years.
Right, but what I'm trying to ask is, it's just like, it seems like within the last 10 years, we've got more and more and more people saying that they're seeing all these cryptids and all these these different.
This is why.
Well, the thing is,
Technology is
why is it not more prominent that in the past, if it was seen then, not written down at least.
Well, people are also more willing to talk now than they were, say, a decade ago or 2 decades ago or whatever. I mean, just ask our good buddy Dale when he started all this back in the 70s. Ask him how hard it was to talk to people and ask them questions and how willing they were to probably answer him. And
yeah.
They'll tell you it wasn't easy.
Well, yeah. Back then, people didn't want to believe. They didn't want to. They
More-
thought maybe if they thought said that they had seen something, people would think they were crazy.
All right. Now you just said the key word, believe. All right. People didn't want to believe.
Yeah, but they
Nowadays,
also had those red flag laws where if like 5 people in your family thought you were crazy, they just locked you up.
Yeah.
They just locked you in an insane asylum and trusted your family's word. So you didn't
now
want to
it's-
say some crazy shit.
but now as time has progressed and everything else has progressed and so on and so forth, people are more open to it, and more people are believing. So the more you believe, the more you're going to see.
I suppose, but it is similar to like witchcraft and Wicca and stuff like that. Because when I was 15, that's when I started having an interest in practicing Wicca. Back then, it was kind of a taboo to say anything about it because people would actually look down on you for that. Today, it's more accepted. There's more
Right.
people that are open-minded to it.
You ain't going to see the witch trials today.
No,
Yeah.
but you didn't see them back when I was 15 either.
No.
Maybe when you were 15, but
Oh,
I'm lucky if I can remember 15. I'm so old. I've been around forever.
Hey, does anybody have a grave that they'd love to visit? Michael wanted to know. I know Chris visits a grave like every year, don't you?
I do, yeah. We go to Plainfield, visit Ed Gein's grave, pay our respects. Try to get up once every summer. We're going to be going up there pretty soon. As soon as the weather breaks, gets warmer.
I'd like to go up there myself.
We'll take a
and-
road trip
and
up
do
there.
some
And
filming.
wanted to swing around to Appleton after that and visit Kate Blood's grave. That's
the other one I want to go to.
Yeah, we can do that. That's a good day trip.
I didn't tell Joe, but the house that I'm going to be getting into, if I walk across the street and up the block about half a block, there's a big cemetery there on the hill. So I'm within walking distance of the big cemetery in Waterloo.
Yeah.
Once I'm in there. So I could actually go up there and do some investigation in that cemetery to see if there's any kind of things going on there.
Never know.
That's where the dead people hang out.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, you go up there, you sit down on a bench, and you just kind of talk to yourself.
I can't do that too much, I have a problem going into cemeteries, man. I have flashbacks.
All the times you crawled out of one.
I was thinking of something to say.
I spent my senior year. I spent my senior year sitting in one, smoking pot at lunchtime.
Those should be good memories. Not
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. I sit there. I get distracted doing an investigation because I get all these cool flashbacks from high school.
Yeah, because La Follette sits right next to a cemetery.
Yeah, exactly. I was off school grounds. I was on a public cemetery. Hidden from when they come out to check, and it's because I only got busted in it. That's because I got busted in the pit. That kind of stuff.
Fucking pit always gets busted there.
How would you know? You ever been to La Follette?
No, I was just
You don't
agreeing
even know
with you,
what
man.
the pit is. The pit's like one of these big circles. It's got steps that go down,
Oh, that sounds like a pit.
and it was like outside in between the middle school and the high school.
It still is there.
And
big
at
ashtray.
lunchtime, all the stoners would go out there and smoke a joint.
Wasn't just stoners.
And
That's where my daughter made the bully cry.
one time, back when I was, when she went to school, they had the security and all that other bullshit. They didn't have that back when I was there. Anyway, I'm sitting out there and I'm smoking this with my buddy and stuff, and I had this girlfriend that she was a goody two shoes, so she didn't like that shit. Next thing I know, she gets a little pissy. She goes in. Less than 5 minutes later, here comes the principal. and we got busted.
Yeah, that happens.
So we had to take it off school grounds. Thank God we had open campus.
There you go.
Open campus never stopped me, or closed campus never stopped me.
Yeah, I'd like to go to a couple places in her neck of the woods too. Those
Yeah,
are,
I'd
those
love
are
to
on
go.
my top, close to the top of my bucket list.
Eloise, I'd love to go up there.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd
there's
definitely love
a
to go up
few
there.
places. There's a few places I want to go over there. You know, but I got a few things lined up that I want to try to get to, and one of them's back over to Lake Pepin because we were supposed to go there, and our trip fell through last. Was that last year we were out there to Iowa for the crash site?
Yes, it was last year. Hey, I will be right back because I got a leak really bad.
Sign of getting to be an old man.
Yeah, I haven't gone to the bathroom once.
Huh?
I haven't gone to the bathroom once this whole show. I usually go at least once. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you made it.
Well, knock on wood.
I'm the oldest one here, and I don't even have that problem yet. Maybe it's because I'm a stoner.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it, Joe.
That's why I probably didn't get it. You know what I do got coming though? I ordered me a chair like yours.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So you're gonna be one of those cool gamer dudes on Twitch.
Oh, I want one of those. I don't go on Twitch.
Well, now you have to because you got the cool gamer chair.
Yep.
I don't want to go on Twitch.
That's a requirement.
I suck playing.
They make you sign a contract when you order one.
I suck playing those games nowadays. I'm not as good as I used to be in my youth.
Wait, you play an old man game like Solitaire, maybe some Battleship.
No, I don't play those either. It's too
No?
boring. I do play a casino game. I do play in the Four Kings
There
Casino,
you go.
which is both on Steam and my Xbox now.
There you go. That's
So-
a niche. That's a niche thing on Twitch.
You know, but I'm a poker fanatic. I mean, if you look at my one of my tattoos, it's a poker tattoo. It's got the royal flush with "Life's a gamble" on it.
There you go.
Because in my mind, life is a gamble because of what I went through, you know, and survived. But normally I play that, you know, the WWE wrestling games. On my Xbox, I've got the Forza collection, pretty much all of those. You know, I've even got some of them that I'm still waiting for the Xbox One to be backwards compatible for when it comes to that Forza collection.
All right.
I can't play Mortal Kombat as well as I used to. Hands don't cooperate when you get old.
Everything.
It's growing old, man. Don't
everything-
grow up, Tom. It's a trap, you know. I'm gonna, you know, I try to keep the Peter Pan syndrome going forever here, but you know, my hands sometimes just don't want to cooperate with me. And now it's my eyes. So, you know, it's
Well, next thing that goes is going to be your pecker.
no, that ain't ever gonna go.
Well, if that ever happens, I hear that a pencil works.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Or straw. Straws probably work too.
That's what I hear anyway.
Oh.
All right, boys. I guess on that note, it's time to wrap things up. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
This was a fun chat.
Yeah, we gotta
Come to the
get
insane asylum.
together, Chris, for a tour of Milwaukee yet.
Yeah, come on down.
As soon as
Come
it
on
gets
down.
warmer for me.
Yeah, definitely. I've been in Wisconsin since '93, and I haven't really toured Milwaukee. I've been down there a couple of times. But
Oh, I spent a lot of time in Milwaukee,
That's
on and off,
crazy.
going back and forth every year to the state fair. You know,
It's a crazy city. Crazy city. All right. Thanks again, boys. Next week, we've got a gaggle of morticians on. You don't want to miss this.
Gaggle
Clarissa will be
of
back. Clarissa will be back. Clarissa was a
Yeah.
favorite. She was a fan favorite last time, so she will be back as well. Mike, the mortician.